Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Drama is Life, where we get a chance to talk about mental health, social health, and your health. And so here we're going to talk to our special guest in honor of Mother's Day. We know that we love our mothers, but we have some mothers that wear multiple hats. And so we're going to have a conversation about that and how that affects our mental health, how we keep our health up in regards to this month being Mental Health Awareness Month. So, hello, I'm your host, Theresa White. I am the owner and CEO of In Time Creative Counseling Services located in Indiana, where we offer individual, group, and drama therapy. But enough about me, because y'all already know about me. You want to know more information, you can go to our website or give us a call during office hours. So we have a special guest here, and I am so glad to have her with us on this wonderful day. Beautiful, beautiful, finally beautiful spring day. Uh, Shay Craig. I won't give you a
Hi.
full name. We're gonna just, say Shay Craig, but she absolutely is one of those mothers that wears many hats. And so we want to get a conversation with her, but I want to allow her to introduce herself. So welcome, Shay. Please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hey, everybody. So, thank you so much for having me on the show. My name is Shay Craig. I am a business development consultant for tour professionals, creatives, and entrepreneurs. I wear many hats. I mentor up and coming entrepreneurs, from those starting any type of coaching, consulting business to travel professionals. We have an entire academy for that. We also developed something called the Successful Woman Network, helping women to spearhead their businesses, come out from the back, literally to the forefront, the cutting edge,
Amen.
and step into who God is to be. So I'm so excited to be here on the show.
Well, thank you. So yes, thank you. Absolutely. With all again, I heard that she has a lot of hats that she's wearing. So I wanted to ask straight off, what, especially as a mom now, mompreneur, but what prompted you to start these business endeavors? Does it sound like you have a few different ones that you are leading?
That's a good question. So for me, it was really the struggle. I got tired of struggling. Broke is not cute. I might write that as a book. Broke is
I like
not cute. And
I like
so
that.
yeah, like literally that's the answer. Like I know for a fact, I knew that there was more. I knew people were always pulling on me on how to build a business, whether from back then it was a radio station, other people how to create daycares, aftercare programs, and after watching people and helping them, getting them licensed, helping people to launch record companies, like the whole nine, I'm like, I think I got a knack for building businesses. And so I developed this persona as a consultant and decided to run with it. Then, taking it a step further, I launched another company, which is in the travel industry. I started off as a travel agent, then became a travel consultant, launched a travel academy, then became a mentor, helping other people to develop their businesses. And it's literally been, that ever since. And so it's been, the struggle is really what pulled me in this direction. I knew that I wanted more from my daughter, me and her at that time. And God has been, blessing that effort ever since.
Gotcha. How long have you been a business owner, or when did you start? Kind of like the first business endeavor.
So my first my first business actually started when I was in undergrad. I would sell T-shirts from my room because everybody they would go to parties. They would go to parties and different things. So I would go to the mall and buy discounted like earrings, T-shirts, and things like that. We didn't have at the time a lot of hair supply stores in the city. I went to Indiana State, and so at the time they didn't have a lot of beauty supply stores. So I would come to my city, Indianapolis, and bring the stuff there. So I understood the power of supply and demand. So because the supplies were low and the demand was high, I said, let me go ahead and fulfill that. So my actual first foot in the door as an entrepreneur came in undergrad, where I would do that. But then officially as a business owner, let's see, I started off as a consultant, helping people to get their businesses off the ground. And then really the pivotal moment for me was after the TD Jakes Leadership Conference in 2017. At the time, I was a private contractor for the state and I lost my job. And I was like, God, what am I going to do? Well, long story short, I went to a digital marketing class that taught me about online businesses. And I'm like, man, I'm interested in this, but I don't know a lot. But after going to that digital marketing class, and I said, well, listen, I have nothing to lose. I just got fired. So what do I have to lose? I promise you, the Lord literally blew on that effort. He literally shifted my entire life by me going to that business conference. My entire life changed. So from that moment forward, it was game over. I had my LLC filed that Monday. After leaving the conference, I had my LLC, EIN, the whole nine,
Mhm,
filed, client
yes.
signed up, you name it. So it's
Uh-oh. Shay, are you there? Well, as she comes on, come back in, I absolutely agree. For me, when it came to starting my practice, I went to some conferences and some trainings before launching anything because I didn't know nothing. I knew that I wanted to be a business owner. I knew that there was a need for quality care in my area. And I knew it was a need for representation of especially women and African Americans. So well, African American women. Let me say it that way. So I went to trainings, and for me, it was a delay. I was delaying, like I'm gonna go to another training, then I'm gonna wait till next year and go to another one. And it finally was like, you know what? I didn't been to another trainings. I think I got a little bit under my belt. So how about you come on and get this business started? And so I think in the next week I was the same way. Once I finally made a decision, and that's really where it comes down to. When you finally make a decision to do something, there is no more barrier. There is no more block. You are full fledged ahead. And so I was like NLLC established and got my business tax ID. I was doing all of that within a matter of a week, and realized that you could actually have, in my case, because I was already a licensed clinician at the time that I wanted to start my business. So I was like, I got all the things under my belt that I need. And so, as she mentioned, being an undergrad, at undergrad and even my master's, I did not have, they don't train you. They don't teach you how to be a business owner, which I think is a whole nother issue. But they don't. They don't tell you how to navigate insurance. They don't tell you how to do all the things that comes around, how to establish that LLC, how to establish a corporation or whatever you're looking to do. How to get a brick and mortar. If you don't have a brick and mortar, what some other things you can do. And so it took other, and I would say other mompreneurs, because most of the people that I talk to are mothers that was teaching us as the upcoming business owners in mental health that was going to open up our own practice, and as was terrified. But it was people who was like, you can do this, and you ain't got to do it how everybody else do it. What's so great about being a business owner is there is no exact blueprint you have to follow. It's just like being a parent. We talk about being a mother in honor of Mother's Day. Everybody can come on here and give an example or characteristic of their mother. My mother is a hard worker. My mother sacrificed. But then when you start to go into the nitty gritty or the actual details of how your mother did, A, B, and C, it may look very different than somebody else's mother. Yet the characteristic is the same. Yet what comes out of it is absolutely the same. And so when we talk about being a mom and the many hats that a mother wears, and we already know that you can't say thank you enough to your mothers when they have sacrificed for you and done these things for you. So yes, we have this one day to honor, but think about the mothers who, like Shay just mentioned, I want more for my daughter because being broke ain't cute. Right? For a lot of people, our mothers struggle, and that was one of the things that really helped push me. I wanted to give my son something different than what I was given. I didn't want him to have to struggle. Not saying that there was not struggles, but I wanted, like most parents, I want my children to do better than me so that my grandchildren can do better. We've been talking about all year leaving that legacy. And so having that mom hat can be really difficult sometimes, and being that working mother while you're trying to balance the care of your children while you're also caring for your clients or whoever your consumers are with regards to your business. And then when we talk about mental health, how do you care for yourself? So we're hoping that Shay is able to join us again. But if not, I definitely want to ask that question. If you are a mother, what are some things that you do um, to actually have that? So I'm going to have one of my workers who is a mother give us a couple of tips of what she does as well to help with the mental health. And you guys have met her before, so She's going to have a conversation with me just in a moment until we can get Miss Shay back on. So let Miss Alyssa in. Isn't she beautiful? Hello, good afternoon, Alyssa. This is another one of our mothers, working mothers who is doing great things and is paving the way for her children. But let me not say that because this is her chance to share. So, yes, please let us know for you what are some things, what is it like for you to balance that mother business role as well?
I'm stressful. It is stressful at times. I guess I get that mother guilt because of all the time that I'm spending with work. I think since my children are little and they're toddlers, that I think they don't know how to process it. Like, oh, you've been gone all day and now I'm mad at you. But they don't know that they're mad at me. They're just acting out like, Mom, I'm happy to see you, but now I'm going to start yelling and screaming at you. So, but I work through it. I get irritated though. I mean, I'm not going to lie and say I don't. I'm just always smiling. But I work through it and we have fun when I get home. I try to play and read stories to them. For the 100th time, the same stories. So I'm since my daughter's almost 3, I try to help her, teach her how to pray because I'm like, I need to pray right now. Like, you want to pray with mommy?
I love that.
So let's pray.
That's a great way to pull in the skill that you need and leave it to her too.
So sometimes she's like, okay, I'll do it, and then sometimes she's like doing flips, but I'm like, okay, well, I will just pray while you're doing flips. So
yeah, and you know what? That is absolutely the case for mothers. We there can be more what you call mom guilt. I like that term. Absolutely, this guilt of the not doing enough, right, for your children, not being enough, not at home enough, not spending time enough. And a lot of times that comes with the parents, right? Most parents are questioning, am I a good mother? Did I do this right? Did I make this mistake? And so it can be double fold when you are a mother who is doing or in the business world doing those things. And again, knowing that your children don't know what's happening, they have no idea what's being set up for them. But that's what's an encouragement too. Sometimes for me, when that mom guilt comes in and you're not spending enough time and you always at work, it's like I get now why I think for me I was that child that was like, Mommy, I missed you. Why ain't you at home? It's like because I have to pay bills, right? But it really encourages me to know what foundation and what road I'm paving for my children. And so that's encouraging when that mom guilt shows up. Um, and also the creativity. I love the creativity of like, you know what? I need this in this moment, and so do you. So how about we brought that together? We're gonna pray together. And I say that because that's what makes your moms great. That's what makes mothers great because they can take rough moments. And I know some of you can probably give a few examples of how you did it and how your mom did it. Take moments that seem like they are so rough. We don't have enough food. We don't have enough clothes. Whatever that is, and turn it into a fun, creative. Let me shift this for my children so that they don't get sucked into the stress of it. I'm going to make this a activity. I'm going to make this a learning moment so that what downloads in your children is me and my mother prayed together. Right. And even though you may be thinking mom was a prayer warrior. Yeah, but there's a reason why she had to be. Like the reason why your mother was a prayer warrior, because she knew that it was stressful. She's frustrated, those kind of things. And I will say also prayer is a huge, or I won't say it's a very effective, what in the world of therapy we call coping skill. Very effective self-soother, very effective stress reliever because you get a chance to get that off of you. And for those who have that faith component and you have that knowledge that there's somebody greater than you are that can take these problems that you can't, that can take these children when you can't, that loves them unconditionally, even when moments you're frustrated with them or you're angry at behaviors or things like that. It's like, but there's somebody who loves me that same way, right? God loves me that absolute same way. And so he's teaching me how to love that same way. And sometimes with your children, it's the best lessons that you get. But are there any others that you use? So we got prayer. Any other things that you use to help with that mom guilt and to with the balance of being a mom in business?
Um, I drank some water yesterday. I was like, maybe I need to drink some water. And I felt better because I was irritated again. But I drank some water.
It happened. We're gonna be drama is life is what it's that's why it's called drama is life, because it's absolutely real.
So I drank some water and I felt better. So that helped. Sleeping. I just kind of sleep when I need to.
You get sleep?
I try to.
Is that really something that we get? Do we get sleep? I don't. Maybe, I'm so glad you get sleep. No, I'm teasing. But you know what? As a mother, especially with mothers with young ones, and if you're a business owner, you may be up wee hours of the night, which that absolutely was my case. While my children are asleep, I'm up trying to figure out, solve problems. And there's a scripture in Proverbs 31 that talks about, they call it the Proverbs 31 woman, but it just really is a mother, which is really great about Proverbs 31. It's a mother telling her son what kind of woman to marry. You want a woman that can be a blessing, that people in the city can say, wow, that's your wife? You want a woman that can problem solve, is really what she was. I mean, she was having merchant sail boats she's selling tapestry and silk, and because she's a problem solver. She's an absolute helper to build that house. And so it's absolutely, sometimes everybody else may be asleep. And the moms is probably why they're frustrated, irritated, and tired, because they've been up trying to solve problems for the house to make sure that the children, as Ms. Shay just mentioned as well, have better. Because being broke ain't cute. And you say that even financially, but being broke mentally is not cute either, right? And a lot of times as mothers, we have those moments of like, just brokenness. I am absolutely at the end of this line. I don't know what else to do. And that sometimes I'm a mother, so I have to hold that in. But no, that's not, as in her words, not cute, right? We need to sometimes reach out. There's other mothers that absolutely, as we talked about, going to conferences and seminars and trainings that can help us. There are mothers who have done this before. What do you do when you want to help with your children? Mama, so they keep pooping and I don't know what to do. They won't go to sleep. They keep crying. We go to the mothers that have been here before us, that have done this before us, pave the way, and make sure that we can get that advice and get that wisdom. And sometimes when that moment comes of like, I'm stressed, I'm frustrated, I'm tired, I need a break. Come get my kids for 2 hours so I can breathe, so I can take a nap. We need those other mothers. And don't get me wrong, sometimes they're not your blood mothers. Sometimes we have mothers who don't live in the same city as us, and that's me, right? My mother don't live in the same city as I do. So I have mothers in my church. I have mothers that are friends of mothers of friends that have absolutely stepped in. We got, all kinds of people that are absolutely the village that helps raise our children in these moments and help us when we get frustrated and get stressed as well. I want to back up really quick because I didn't even allow her to share what business she has and how she has started. So I want to give Alyssa a chance to let you know how she is a business owner.
Okay. Well, what I do, my business is called Lyssa's Books. And I just kind of create like journals and prayer journals. I have written some children's books, some picture books, two, and I'm working on some more, but I have a lot of different journals. For adults and children and teenagers. So my website is lyssasbooksonline.com. So that's LYSSASBOOKS online.com.
Well, yes, thank you. So please go check her out. Go look at those books because again, from one mother to another, we need each other. Like I did that anyway. That rhymed. It happens that sometimes, but it's absolutely the case. Absolutely true that we have those moments, and we are If one plan don't work, one business don't, we're gonna try something else. Because as a mother, those healthy mothers who are absolutely there for their children, that will push and push to get the job done to the place sometimes of being broken, to the place of brokenness, so that you can get all that has been poured out for you. So we talk about Mother's Day, and everybody has different feelings about mothers. Some have some very great bonds with their parent or their mother. Some people don't. But just consider and reflect the good that your mother has put in. And again, there may be some mothers that have gotten to that broken place, and didn't know how to reach out for help, didn't know how to, or, we talk about the stigma of mental health, didn't know what it looked like. We talked about that last month on those episodes of recognizing your stress triggers. So as Alyssa is mentioning, I was frustrated. Like, there's ways to know that some people don't even know that they're irritated. Don't know that they need water. Don't know that I need to take a nap. And somebody says, "Baby, have you slept?" Right? Then you're like, "I think I have." Or, "Are you okay?" And then the tears start rolling, because that's how full you could be of different stressors and mom guilt and all the things. And until another mother, sometimes it takes another mother to recognize it, to be like, "Well, you need to come. Let's go do lunch. Let's go. You go and take a nap. I'll come watch the children." And that's why it's important. People talk about this, so it takes a village. So if you talk about mompreneurs, if you know that you are a mompreneur, again, we talk about this all the time. Give a shout out, put their name in the comments, reach out to us. We would absolutely love to be able to have their name recognized as great mompreneurs, as Alyssa Brooks here. I'm sorry, Alyssa Mitchell. I'm so sorry. Alyssa Mitchell. I knew her before she was married, so that's why I said I apologize. Alyssa Mitchell. And Shay Craig. I'm going to call her maiden name too. But yes, absolutely. These women I have known for years, and I've seen them before they were mothers, and then seen them as mothers, and the growth, and then also the shift of mental health as a mother. Having a child itself changes your whole mental health. It just, every mother knows it. Being a parent, period, shifts what I thought I was saying. You saw those TikTok videos or those clips. People will say, I was actually a safe person before I had you. You know that, right? When you take your children, like, they're like, "Okay, mama," no, for real. Like, you are the one who made me crazy. Like, and she's taking her. Yes. She would never tell her children that. Maybe, we don't know. But yeah, I've had that talk with my son, who is not a child anymore. He's an adult. But it was like, yeah, I was not always this way. I wasn't always this stressed. I didn't, at times. Sometimes you'd be like, "Oh." And again, I'll tell one funny thing about my mother. She laughed when I called her and told her about some stuff that my son was doing when he was younger. Because she was like, "Aha, I told you, when you get your own child, he gonna do the same thing." And I was like, "This ain't funny." But as a parent, you finally get it. Like, when you have your children, I'm gonna laugh at you too, because this is what you did to me. So I see now, as a parent, that your mother absolutely will laugh about that. But I think it was funny at the time that he was doing all the craziness he was doing. But I wasn't. Let me clarify. I was not a crazy or bad child. I did, ironically, y'all, I did a lot of talking in class, because that was my gift. As Shay was mentioning, I didn't know it. Didn't know that was my gift. My son's gift is his talking. And I was like, "If you don't stop talking," she's like, "Aha, that's what you get. You was talking all the time in class. Now he talking all the time." So yeah, that was my frustrating mom guilt moment that kind of helped me kind of come down and realize that part of me, without even recognizing it, so to connect it to the mental part, I didn't even recognize that what I was doing before he was even born was going to come out in him. So say that to encourage our mothers when you had those stressful moments and they don't know why you ain't spending more time and they mad at you. What you're putting in them now, what you're doing now, will come out in them without them even recognizing it. Because the work you put in before you even had children is going to show up in them. Sometimes the good, sometimes they're not so good too. But recognize that the good is going to come out in your children. So when you're putting those efforts in, know that it's not for nothing. So, any other words of wisdom that you want to give our mothers on this great Mother's Day before we let them go?
Um, you are a great mother. If you need to hear that, because I know sometimes we'll say, I'm a bad mother. And it's like, no, you're a great mother. If you think about it, if you have to think about if you're a bad or good mother, then you're probably not a great mother. Usually, moms who don't care aren't thinking about it. So,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. If you care whether you're a good mother, you most likely are a good mother because you care. That's the foundation of being a great mother, caring. So I absolutely echo what Alyssa just stated. And the sacrifices that you are making for your children, business owner, working in the field, know that it's not for nothing. And also know that it's okay to need a break. It's okay to say, tap out, tap in, and get those mothers around you or family members. They don't have to be mothers all the time, but mothers just happen to recognize when other mothers need some assistance. But if you have those supports around you, friends, cousins, whoever, to say, you know what, I need you to come watch the children for a couple of hours. Because sometimes that could be mom guilt too. I've been working, I've been doing this business or doing these things, and I still need a break from. Yes, sometimes you do. Because you can be better for your children mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. So it's okay to ask for help in this wonderful month, of mental health awareness. So we thank you for being here. Hopefully we can get Ms. Shea back soon. I think we had some technical difficulties, but in life, in mothership, in mompreneurship, that happens. We plan something, it don't go as we always plan. But as a mother, we adapt and move forward. So we're gonna do. Y'all have a great Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all these great mothers. Happy Mother's Day to all these great mompreneurs who are sacrificing so that their children don't have to struggle like we did, right? In some areas, that being broken in some areas, they don't have to be broken in those areas, whether it's financially, you ain't got to be mentally broke, you ain't got to be spiritually broke. So those things are being put in place so that you can be stronger and more sound in those areas. So take time to tell your mother thank you, give her kisses, flowers, hugs, whatever it is, while you have her. Have a blessed and beautiful week. We will see y'all on the next episode of Drama is Life. Have a good one. Bye bye.